So, hello and welcome back. We are out in the woods again because it's probably my favorite place to be. And it's not 10 million degrees. I don't know how long this is going to last. Probably not very long. Also, I love this time of year because the bugs are less, but they're not gone. So, I've already smacked a fly that was trying to eat my forehead. So rude. I don't know what's up with bugs. Legit. They're terrible things. But yeah, it's not a million degrees. It is really humid. But the fact that I think it's in the high 60s makes it a little bit more bearable. And I've been feeling the effects of too much sitting on my butt-itis because it's been too hot to really get out. So I figured this morning we would take a walk. It's kind of crazy. I've already seen, and if I see one as we're walking, once I have the camera on, which I do, if I see one while we're walking, I'll try and zoom in on it. I've already seen leaves changing colors. I'm like, okay, calm down there, trees. And I know that trees change their leaves based on the amount of, I think, sunlight they get plus different stress. But dude, it's like still been in the 90s, which is insane. And to see leaves on trees thinking that it's fall already is a little distressing. The birds know that autumn is coming, though. They're much quieter. Everybody's not out here screaming for a mate. It's a little bit sad. I love listening to birdsong. Instead, you just get to hear my water bottle sloshing. So how is everybody doing? I know that this heat wave seems to be pretty much nationwide. I was watching, I think it's Ryan Hall the other day, and there was one spot in the continental United States that wasn't red or orange. And that was way over on the West Coast. So shout out to the Seattle people for enjoying some cool weather. But right now it's not bad. Still a little bit hazy. And I'm not sure if the haze that I'm seeing is still more wildfire smoke, or if maybe it's just the humidity hanging in the air. Questions I don't have answers to. Speaking of bugs, a mosquito just flew by the lens. I don't know if you saw it. I very stupidly did not deep woods off myself before I left the house. We also got downpoured on last night. So every time the wind blows, the trees are giving up their water. I'm definitely looking forward to being able to get out and take more walks with you guys. It's just been stupidly hot. And me having a heat stroke in the middle of a walk Well, it might make for funny video. Doesn't really sound like it would make for a great video. At least not for me. I came to a fork in the road. And this time I chose the one that looked more traveled. Oh my gosh. So, yesterday, I had to make a quick run into town because I had to go to the post office and mail off some paperwork to hopefully stave off me having to take a long car ride. If I have to, I have to, but maybe going to the post office and mailing off paperwork will stave that off. But anyway, I was there and didn't really need to go shopping or anything. But my favorite resale store is like 2 doors down from the post office. So I was like, you know what? Why not? And I went in and was wandering around. And I got a few pieces of clothes, whatever. What's more exciting, I got a public domain book that I think will be fun. At least based on the premise that I read on Goodreads about it when I was making sure that it is public domain. I picked up Tom Swift and his amazing traveling house or something like that. It's a story from the 20s about a dude who basically made a Winnebago. I don't know what else happens in it, but that premise alone was enough to make me say, huh, okay, why not? It looks enjoyable. Oh, I hear a woodpecker. Well, I did hear a woodpecker. As always, the minute I stop and try and find it on the camera, it stops doing the woodpecking thing. Well, it's back that way somewhere. Physically, I am ready for fall. Mentally, I don't know if I am. This summer went really fast. At least that's how it felt to me. And now here we are with blueberries done. And I feel really bad because I didn't get out again and really do any more picking. Thankfully, the huckleberries will be starting up and maybe we'll go out and pick some huckleberries. But I did find at least a gallon of berries while I was out heavily picking, so we have enough for at least a little while in the freezer. Another fork in the road. If I had brought more with me in my backpack, rather than just a bottle of water, maybe we'd go on a longer adventure. But this morning's more about just kind of getting out for at least a few minutes. I don't know how long I will keep recording. So for you, it might be about the same as when I went to the mailbox. But for me, this is about 2 or 3 times the length. With the sun coming up, it's already starting to get hot. Speaking of the sun coming up and things along those lines of things in the sky, I got up this morning and realized that I missed the highest night of the annual, I think it's the Perseid meteor shower. Peak activity was supposed to be last night. Not that I would have been able to see anything considering it was raining, but still, dang it. Somebody up, I think in Marquette, where it had already cleared off, was filming and got, I think, a meteor. They called it a fireball, but I think it was just a very low chunk of rock entering the atmosphere. It was kind of cool because it lit up their whole camera. I don't know what I just heard. Probably a duck. I was also watching this morning a okay, that's not a duck. I'm gonna go with a sandhill crane. But yeah, I was watching a guy on YouTube who watches and like does recaps of terrible TV shows. And he was doing some TV show, I think it was called Mountain Monsters. It was so hilarious. And when I just heard that, whatever it was, all I could think was, on that show, they would immediately go crashing into the woods, convinced that it was a ghost or a Bigfoot. Those shows are so silly. I don't know that I've ever watched one all the way through that wasn't a recap of it. So maybe the recappers are taking it out of context, but I don't think so. I love how green everything is. The other reason I didn't go for any other walks last week is we had, along with oppressive heat, about a week where we didn't get any rain. And all of these plants out here were kind of just gray. It's amazing what people driving by kicking up dust will do to the plant life on the sides of the roads. The hot glow ball in the skies. Oh! Well, that was pheasants. Oh, there's one right there. Can I zoom in on him? I don't know. Can we make him go poof too? Yay, wildlife. Goodbye, Mr. Pheasant. All of your friends flew off without you. Well, that was fun. We at least got to see something. Again, if I were a monster hunter, I'm sure that would trigger at least a 20-minute montage of me running through the woods. Don't expect a 20-minute montage of me running through the woods. That's not going to happen. Oh, I'm going to miss that when snow starts falling. Green is such a good color. It's a good thing I don't hate the color green, because about half the year that's the color this place is. The other half it's white. I am not ready for winter. So I'm just not going to think about it yet. Also, I hope I'm not getting you guys seasick. There we go. I like how at the start of this video I was talking about trees that were starting to change colors. And of course, I haven't seen a single one now. Trees, are you trying to make me liar? I think you are. Oh well. It's still hopefully pretty. I am looking forward to the end of tourist season. I know that they bring a huge influx of cash into the UP, which doesn't have a lot else going on. But they also bring in traffic. I hate traffic. Went into town yesterday, and I mean, I saw probably 30 cars in the parking lot. That's like a traffic jam. And now all of you who live in actual towns and cities can laugh at me. It's okay. I can take it. I think when we make it up to the main road where the walk would get boring, that's when I'll say goodbye to you guys. And by main road, let's put some heavy air quotes on that. The main road is just gravel instead of dirt. I think I have to walk a little over a mile to actually reach pavement. Maybe. I like it that way. At our association meeting, almost every year, people bring up that we should fundraise and pave our road. And thankfully, there are still enough of us up here who know what a bad idea that would be to vote that down. It's funny because the gravel road that we're coming up to here in a bit actually used to be paved. When I was a kid, it was paved. And it was the most pothole-filled, oh, something big just flew by. Pothole-filled, terrible roads that I think I remember. And I lived near Detroit where the roads were terrible. So if I'm calling this road up ahead when it was paved terrible, you know it was bad. So every year when the association, when the new people are like, I think we should pave this road, everybody points out what a bad idea that would be. Because the state doesn't maintain the roads around the lake. We have to do that. And so there are usually a couple of guys with things that they drag behind their car. I don't know what they're called, but they level the road. Fill in most of the dirt potholes, so it's only around spring breakup, or if they don't get up here to do it, that the roads get bad. That being said, we have made it back up to this heavy air quotes main road. Oh, and there's a monarch butterfly. Pretty. So, I think that's where we're going to leave it, at least for now. I am starting to sweat, which is depressing. I suppose it means my body's working correctly or something. But it also means I'm glad that I'm only about a mile away from home. Maybe a mile and a half. I don't know. Distances are silly. But that's where I'm going to leave you today. Thank you for taking a walk with me. I always appreciate it. And hopefully, if the hot glow ball in the sky gets a little more distance away from our planet, we'll have a nice, cool autumn, and we can get a lot more walking in. So, thank you, and I will see you guys next time.